Hey guys, thank you for tuning back into my channel. Today we're talking about a topic that is so important for all you high profile nannies, and that is determining your rates, okay? I know it can be a bit tricky, but this video here should help you determine your rates for when you're looking for a job. Alright, so let's jump right in. So the first thing determining your rates is doing your research. So I'm going to give you guys a few factors to consider when determining your rates, okay? So just stay with me to the end, because the end, you know I always save the best. Okay, so number one is your location. Yes, you guessed it. So rates vary widely depending on location. So not just where you live, it's where the position is. So if you're living in Pennsylvania and you want to work in New York, the rates are going to be very different than what they're paying in Pennsylvania and what they're paying in New York. And all these factors you'll see is the reasons why and what you need to do. You actually need to do your calculations. You need to already know how much money you need to have or make or be bringing home. So that can eliminate a lot of jobs or a lot of positions, so you don't have to try to figure it out. Like, you already know I need to bring home $4,000 a month or $5,000 a month. So like, is this, these jobs, what they're offering, is this what I need? Or can I work with these positions because of the rates? Or can I make it work? Like, don't move around what you need. You should have a minimum of what you need to bring home. So let's start there, guys. Don't try to make these positions fit into, what you need. Just try to make what you need fit into the positions. You get it? Yeah. And if you aren't from that specific area, it's always fine to just go check and see what other people are charging and what services they're offering, what skills they have, or even what the position is offering. Like, different positions are offering. You can go on the sites and see what they're actually offering, what rates they are offering for what job descriptions that they need done. So that's always a good starting point. If you're like, I have no idea, I never lived in New York, I live all the way in Missouri, like I don't know, what the cost of living and things like that. It's always fine to go just look at the positions and see what most of them are offering to determine that as well. The second thing to consider is the number of children. So obviously, the more children you're watching, the more money you should make, right? Yes, that makes sense. So I think it's fair to charge maybe an extra $2 per child. So if you're watching one child, they have another child, you should get a raise of $2. This is just me. I don't know, $1 might be fine for you, or hey, you might want to stay at the same amount because you have different perks somewhere else. But for me, I would like to charge per child, just because if they were going to daycare, they would be charged per child as well. So same kind of thing. It's easy to understand when you explain it that way as well. One of the biggest things is your qualifications and your experience that you can always charge a premium for. So if you have specialized training in certain childcare fields or certifications, that's very important to let the family know, or even different philosophies, teaching styles that a lot of parents look for. If you have specialized training, you could always charge more for that. And don't forget to factor in things like if you're providing transportation in your own car, other perks are like cooking for the family, cleaning for the family. If you do things like that, those are also things that you need to consider in your rate, okay? So do not forget that. In this field, it's very, very important to highlight your unique skills and your talents, or anything you offer, because this is a very, very competitive field. And don't think that anything that you've learned is not going to be beneficial to a family. So even if you were like a music teacher, or even if you an art teacher, some parents are looking for things like that. So don't downplay like, oh, I only taught art. I was a teacher, but I was only teaching art. Some families are looking for someone that teaches art or are big into drawing and those type of things. So make sure you put any type of experience that will help a child on your resume, when you're determining your rates, just out there for everyone to see. Another thing to consider is your availability. That one is very important, because a lot of families choose nannies or hire nannies who are more flexible, more available, able to travel when they need to, last minute, things like that. So I feel like that's something that you can charge a premium for too. So if you're looking through a couple different jobs trying to determine which job is better for you, I would make a list of all the job requirements and the description of what they want you to be doing when you're working at the job. Like if they want you to be cleaning, if they need you to cook, if they need you to take out the dog some days. Like, every job has different things that they require. So make sure you write that down for each position you're looking at, and then and also write down how much they're paying, how many hours, all those type of things when you're trying to calculate, because those little things, they do add up, and you might see like, oh, this job is paying so much, but yeah, they're asking for a lot too. Like, you might be stressed because yeah, you're getting paid top notch, but you're doing a lot. This other job might not be paying that much as that job, but you're doing a lot less. So it all depends on what you want to do. I don't know how burnout is for you, but for me, I like to focus on the children. I don't like to focus on cooking and cleaning and things like that. So I'm usually working in a household that is already fully staffed, that has a chef, that has, a housekeeper, that has, the maintenance crew and all that. Like, that's not me, or people that come and take care of the dogs. I'm working in households like that, so I can focus on what I'm the best at, and that's working with children. So make sure when you're looking at these jobs, you are looking at what the job duties are for that specific position. Got it? And so it's time to crunch the numbers. I pretty much told you guys all the things that you would need to consider when you are determining your rates, but it's time to actually sit down with a pen and a paper and actually write down, like, okay, this job is offering, insurance, like full insurance, 401k insurance, gas mileage, a car to use on the job. These things are what seem pretty normal, pretty average in this area, right? So now you need to figure out, like, okay, this job is just offering a stipend towards insurance. Okay, this job is a live-in position, but you have your own apartment. Things like that. You have to look at all the perks, because in these high-profile jobs, you need to really figure out what is more important for you. Because for some people, it might just be the money, but some people, it might just be the exposure or the experiences. Like, a lot of these jobs, you travel a lot. Like, you might be traveling like 6 times a year for, things like that. So for some people, that is a big benefit, like, no, you might not be getting paid for it, but you're going to these different locations and you are still getting paid. So for some people, that is enough. Like, you don't have to make a top notch because of all these other perks you get. You also get a car. You also have a property that you can live at, while you live out, things like that. You don't have to pay any rent, all these different things. It's amazing. All these jobs are different. So just have that set amount. Just know what you want to get out of this position, because there are amazing positions, and the rates do vary, and there's a lot of reasons because of different benefits they give you, different perks you have. Every job is different. You will never find 2 jobs the same in the high profile nanny field. So get these calculations. Just determine what it is that you want from this position too, because it's not all about money with nannying. I know most jobs are just all about the money, and obviously the benefits too. People make sure they have their 401ks, they have their health insurance, they have whatever it is that else they need. So it's kind of like the same thing, but our perks are a little bit different than the regular corporate world. So make sure you understand that when you are looking at these positions, and also make sure that you're making enough money to survive, right? And it's not all about the experiences. You also need to survive. You don't want to be a high-profile nanny, but your life is not on the same level, but you want to live a good life, outside of work too. Yeah, and just crunch the numbers, write down everything you need as far as how far the job is, how much you'll be paying in gas, what time you have to leave the house, other arrangements you need to make, like for childcare, and all that stuff. Factor that stuff in while you're determining your rates. Also determine like what you're able to do, your availability too, because they will ask your availability, like if you're able to, up and go on a trip, like with a week's notice, things like that. So you also need to know that, because when you're doing the interviews and things like that, they will ask you your flexibility, your availability, and families really do want to know that, because some families do move around a lot and they need someone that they can count on, right? They want to hire someone that can move around with them when they need to. So that's another thing. It's not just about determining your rates. It is also about determining, your availability. That's very important for them. But yeah, so I hope this helped. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. Like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever. If you have any questions, please let me know. And thank you for coming back to my channel. I hope to see you soon.